But yeah.
So my balls were out.
Yeah, your balls were out. My balls were out.
That'd be a great roll-in. What's up, everyone? Welcome to You're Such a Nerd, the Geek Variety podcast, coming at you with the speed of two sweaty gamers, emerging from a weird bayou, throwing exploding 8-sided dice. I don't know. I'm your host, Johnny Doe. Let's go. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking with my buddy Tim about everything competitive gaming, why we like it, why we don't like it, why we do it to ourselves, and just having a nice, good old conversation. If you're new to the show, give you a couple bits of information. We have a Patreon at a very reasonable rate, might I add. It's linked to the show notes below wherever you're listening to this. Patreon will get you access to a private Discord and additional episodes of our other shows like Critics Corner and Hobby Hangouts. Other ways that you can support the show is to like, rate, subscribe, and all that stuff on the platforms of your choice. Keep an eye out for the website merch drop that's coming soon at you'resuchanerd.com. And just spread the word. The show is entirely guerrilla marketing, no social media presence beyond the Discord as an experiment in fighting the system and fostering a space that encourages humans to actually talk to other humans and spend more time with them. What a crazy idea, I know. If you have any questions or want to contact me on something I screwed up, by all means, send me an email at younerdssuck@gmail.com. Also linked in the notes below. And last but not least, before we get started, if you are so inclined, send me a postcard. Send me a note. I'll send you one back. Let's support the Postal Service and be real humans with each other and, pen pals like we used to back in the days that maybe some of you remember. Anywho, without further ado, here's my conversation with my buddy Tim. Thanks for listening. Yeah, so Tim, wanted to get together and talk. You have a pretty extensive background, competitive gaming over a few various systems and stuff like that. I just wanted to dig into that and kind of find out like what makes you tick. How did you get into it? How do you balance that with kids and a life and what looks like mediocre coffee back there on your shelf? I'm going to judge you for. I saw the AeroPress.
That's my wife's coffee.
Oh, convenient. It's not my coffee. I certainly don't drink French vanilla Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I just have sugar. That's original blend, not French vanilla.
That's better. I'll give you that. As a New Yorker, I appreciate Dunkin' for what it is, but only in the Northeast. Because anywhere else in the country, it sucks.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't understand it. It's kind of like when I went out to the West Coast and everybody talked about not Whataburger. What is it? I'm drawing a total blank now. I see it. It's the freaking burger joint everyone goes to. In-N-Out.
Like Whataburger?
No, yeah, it wasn't Whataburger. It's In-N-Out. And everybody talks about how good it is.
It's not.
I mean, it's fine. But, like, Five Guys is probably a better burger, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so greasy, though. That's my one problem with Five Guys.
I mean, that's true. But then, like with the In-N-Out, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna do the California style, so they're gonna put all like the basically Thousand Island dressing or whatever the hell.
They made a Big Mac.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what it is, right? I mean, to be fair, much better than the regular Big Mac because the bread's not like cardboard. But yeah, I don't know. People. So I had my buddy from Jersey that was out, and they were like, it was their last night in town, and he was like, well, I got to get In-N-Out because I've never had In-N-Out before because I'm from Jersey, and I was like, all right, man. Well, let's go. So we go down to the In-N-Out that's around the corner from my place, right? And like we literally, the line was like out to the highway, and he was like, man, what's all this traffic? I was like, that's the In-N-Out line. He's like, shut up. I was like, yeah, no, it is. And he didn't believe me. And so we went around, we was like, we'll go inside, it'll be faster. So we went inside, he got the full experience, whatever. We come out, we get back to the house, like 15 minutes later, whatever. We sit down, we eat. He took the first bite and he was like, all those people were waiting for that? I was like, yeah, man. He's like, nah.
You're on East Coast now, right?
Yeah.
Biscuit World, Gino's Pizza.
No, never heard of it.
West Virginia, right in there.
Okay.
Biscuit World and Gino's Pizza. It's not great, but it's worth eating.
It's a resounding. I'm gonna have to clip that or something like that. Be the outro. It's not great. It's not great, but worth eating.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, anyways, the reason people actually come and listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
So, how'd you get into gaming? That's a question I'm really curious about.
Yeah. So, probably junior high, HeroScape came out, right?
Oh, classic.
Got that
they
game.
just redid.
They just redid it, and all the old stuff is compatible if you still have it.
If you're one of like 400 people in the country that still have their OG.
I got it.
You're like, I've built massive tables of all of the 3D terrain. Gosh, I remember back in the day, people trying to get a hold of the HeroScape terrain, like
because
so much stuff for D&D. Even they would use it for D&D.
D&D. What's the hex game?
BattleTech.
The mechs. Yeah, BattleTech.
Yeah, BattleTech. They use for BattleTech exactly before, like obviously the invention of 3D printing. This is aging myself here.
But so HeroScape, played that. I don't know. There wasn't a huge. I grew up rural Indiana, right? So it wasn't like, oh, I can go to this local game store and stuff, have some friends over, play every now and then. But we'd play, we'd go hang out. Eventually, that just kind of died down in junior high, and then it was just sports and athletics the rest of the time through college. After college, refound gaming initially with like D&D.
Oh yeah.
Then going to game stores. I got back into like Pokemon cards because new games were coming out.
Classic.
So I was competitively playing Pokemon cards.
Oh, so you were like a competitive card player too. That's a whole different level of sweat.
I was. After that, again, kind of slowed down on the gaming for a bit. Life happens, all that stuff.
Always does. Found
Kill Team back in like 2016 or 17.
Always a GW Nexus. There's always got to be GW in everyone's progression.
So they were supporting it for a while. Played it probably 2 years or so.
First iteration of Kill Team?
That was the first iteration. Then they released 2.0 back in like 22, I think. And then they just redid it again.
Because there was a time, maybe before, I think it was probably before that. So it was late 2000s, early 2000 teens, probably, which had to be before that then, when Kill Team was like a supplement to regular 40K.
Yeah, because it was the initial like Combat Patrol, wasn't it?
Yeah. Before it became like official Kill Team. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, cool. And they they made Kill Team, I want to say 16, 17-ish, somewhere in there. Started playing that. You don't need a full army. You just need a couple for a scrimmage. Well, now I have every model for every single faction. I basically have 3 full armies. That's cool.
Yep, there it is. So they suck you in. It's only 10, 20 models. It's fine.
Yeah, and then from there, like my buddies were playing it. I was an adult. I had money. I could drive.
Yep.
I can go to the game.
Obstacles.
Yeah, I can go to the game store and game with my buddies.
Yeah.
Did
you get into like full scale like 40K, or did you stay just at
never played a full scale game?
Okay, cool.
I played some like high point Kill Team games, so it's like I don't remember what the points cost were back then, but maybe it was like 200. We bumped it up to like 400 or something, right? So like you basically play with 2 kill teams.
Yeah.
But I've never played a full scale game of any GW except Kill Team.
Cool. Keep it that way.
Yeah. The next closest I did Kill Team, and I did 7-on-7 Blood Bowl.
Oh, Blood Bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
Some guys were playing in my local game shop last night when I was there. I was playing Trench Crusade, and they were doing a couple of pitches of Blood Bowl. Nice.
I've played it twice.
Okay. Nice.
So that one did not get competitive. Kill Team did.
That's one that never like got me. Like I was more interested in Guild Ball, but then like Guild Ball dropped when I was starting to like phase into interest of it. I didn't have anyone to play with in the area where I was at in the city. Like the scene wasn't particularly big, and it was right at the tail end when like Steamforge basically dropped it.
Yeah.
And it just disappeared forever until just recently.
That's about the same time I was looking at Guild Ball, because I was like, oh, Blood Bowl seemed cool. I want like a sports kind of game. And then Guild Ball, and I was talking to like friends who were very sweaty at Guild Ball.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, you just need this and you'll win. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, it's Guild Ball's almost solved.
Just get the Morticians. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't want to play a solved game.
Yeah, and that's historically was a problem, right? Like it was so hyper competitive that it wasn't like no one could get into the game, didn't know how to play, and there was like 3 ways to play it, and that was it. The game was fixed. Yeah, and it wasn't even about scoring at that point. It was my understanding. So
yeah, it was how do you get here to here, and it's like, oh, these are the 3 fastest ways to consistently do that. You go to an event, you will see everybody playing these 3 factions.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, But yeah, GW stopped supporting Kill Team there for a bit. Like they didn't
Yep.
release anything new for it for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, my buddy was like, "Hey, have you looked at this other side game? It's the army scale game from Weird Games."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "No, I haven't. I don't really want an army scale game. That seems like a lot." But then I
Sure.
got on their site, found Malifaux,
Mm-hmm.
started playing that, and I was competitive, like traveling for a lot of tournaments, competitively playing that for
Sick.
3-4 years,
Yeah.
and then dabbling in other games throughout that time. And then
Mm-hmm.
took a year off for some extra schooling from like competitive gaming. Came back, and there was like they were prepping for stuff to come out, so I was off the game because I was like, oh, well, I don't want to play, and then it just get
Was that right before the 2.0 release?
right before the 4.0, the fourth edition
Sorry,
release.
not
Yeah,
2.0. Jeez, I'm.
yeah. So like when I came back, it was they were gearing up for fourth edition, and I was
Right,
like, well,
yeah.
I don't want to play third edition events when fourth edition comes out in X months or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
okay, so I guess I'll just play other games. Found Halo, been active playing Halo now.
Yeah, to the listeners, to be clear, that's Halo Flashpoint. The
Halo
skirmish
Flashpoint, not the
miniature
video
game.
game.
He
I'm
didn't
not
just
good with that
in
one.
2024 find.
Yeah.
Hey, there's this multiplayer video game called Halo, guys. It's really cool. You
You
can't
guys ever
run or
heard?
anything, but it's kind of neat.
Hey, you can run in the new one.
And the new ones, yeah. But man, we've been playing through the old school online, and man, when I got back on original Halo for the first time in like over a decade, and
It's
I was
rough.
like, wow, I am so slow.
Yeah, it is
What the hell?
rough.
It is. It's amazing. It's kind of like I was really into the Mass Effect games for a long time.
Yes.
And when I went from 1 to 2, and then forever goes by, and you go 2 to 3, and you're just like, holy crap! Like it was like an archaic system in comparison. Like every time you take those steps, because there's so much time between those game systems. Yeah. So yeah, going back that far in the history of video gaming, even though it had been updated for computers and stuff like that, was eye-opening to be like, man, we used to actually play this game all the time.
Yeah, like look, if you go from like the Master Chief Collection and you switch from remastered to original on like Halo 1, your eyes hurt.
Oh yeah, it's all like bright colors and geometric shapes.
I was like, what is this?
So especially on like the high-res computer screens and monitors and stuff like that nowadays, man, it's just like it's brutal.
I remember Xbox One being like, I'd go on vacation with my cousin or something, right? And he had one of the little flip screens for his Xbox, and he had an adapter for like a cigarette lighter in a car.
Yeah.
So we're driving to Florida. Me and him are in the back. We have a little 8-inch screen that we're playing split screen Halo 1.
Oh my god.
Like Halo 1 and 2. And I was like, oh my goodness, no wonder I need glasses.
This is why I can't see now. That is the thing, actually. I was talking to an eye doctor or somebody. I forgot who it was, but they were saying that like there's an uptick in eyeglass wearing and nearsightedness in like human beings.
Oh, I'm sure you're just
like
staring at a screen all day.
Well, so the argument was it didn't have to do with the screens, because it correlated to mid 20th century when like modern schooling has occurred and people spend more time reading and studying from when they were prior to working fields and working in like industrial plants and stuff like that. When the rise of like modern academia kind of happened, and kids started like having to read and do more like academic stuff in school in like the 60s and things like that, and a little bit before. And that's when they started seeing the rise of myopia or whatever it is, nearsightedness and stuff.
Gotcha.
Random trivia.
Huh.
Random trivia. That's the science podcast called Science Something. The More You Know. I don't know. Or something like that. It was good stuff. Yeah. So what was it about? So you stuck with Malifaux longest then, competitively speaking?
Yeah, competitively I did Malifaux for the longest.
What was it about Malifaux that that drew you in to like stay with it competitively for so long? Because we already said like Guild Ball was broken, right? We knew that. Solved it.
Yep.
Uninterested. Kill Team got dropped.
Kill Team got dropped for a bit.
And when you played Kill Team, did you play any like tournament stuff, or were you just playing like friendly pickup games?
I did play some tournaments.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So I did.
So you already dipped your toe in at that point.
There was too many times in Kill Team where I'd run up, I'd punch you, and I'd roll all ones, you rolled sixes. And I'm like, that's super fun.
Yep.
So like then it was like mathematically, it's like, oh, I should just run Death Guard because I get an extra save on top of stuff.
Yeah.
And these guys are super good in melee. I just have to get in close
Mhm.
combat. Don't get shot on the way in.
Yep, 100%. I had a buddy of mine. I used to play 40K with him, and he was like a savant when it came to like probability, like
Mhm.
And we would play, and he would run these like crazy off meta like loadouts, on in like general
Yeah.
40K, and he'd bring them to the table, and I played primarily Marines. He played primarily Tau, and he'd bring stuff to the table, and I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? That's like a crazy unit. Like, why would you do that? I'm gonna chew through him. And he's like, all right, we'll see. And then like we clap and like smokes me, like just rips me off the board. And I'll constantly be like, dude, how are you doing this? He's like, it's just math, man. He's like, because I've had, and he'll do it like live, like while
Yeah.
he's standing across the table from you. He's like, well, it made sense for me to take this unit over there to do that because with this many things, this many rolls, with this much numbers, and this percentage means this is probably the outcome, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you're doing that on the fly, bro? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you're in the wrong field. Why are you working retail? You need to go be like a mathematician or just play the stock market or something, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's, and like, I don't know, numbers was too much dice, right? Like, I don't,
mm-hmm.
it's not great when it's like, oh, I can roll all ones forever and lose.
Yeah, and
Perfect
that's like,
strategy, but I
mm-hmm.
can't win if I don't roll better dice.
Yeah.
And like, one thing for competitive gaming, I don't think you can blame your dice ever.
I mean, it's like blaming a tool that's a part of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like blaming the miniatures. I mean, sure, the miniatures aren't involved with the probability, but I mean, that's the randomized element that we use in most of our games, right? It's dice.
Yeah, and with that, it's like you can't blame your dice, but like Kill Team was a very attrition focused game.
Yeah.
You needed the dice.
Yep.
Like, you can't roll better.
So, hypothetically,
Uh-huh.
are you inferring that there is a possibility that Games Workshop has not crafted the greatest rule sets of all time for all of their games?
Hypothetically, I would say that multiple smaller game companies have developed rule sets that are better than let me push models and try to roll sixes against your models that aren't rolling sixes.
Yeah, 100%. They actually said crazy that I'm gonna actually record an extra on this at some point in time. That they actually made the statement that we don't make games, we make models. They like somebody in their like executive food chain actually made that statement.
Yeah, that's,
we're not a rules company, we're a model company. And I was like, well, I mean, it shows.
yeah,
You make great models.
They're
got garbage games.
I'm just saying, like, when your rule set comes out in like 9 different books,
yeah, and it's immediately invalidated.
Like, yeah, for one iteration, by the time you get all of your whatever edition books, the next edition is going to come out.
They literally are about to do that now. I was looking and I'm in Discord a group for my local shop, and the Sunday
Didn't they just switch like a year ago?
Sale stuff. Yeah, it was, and they're going to drop. Was it 10th edition now or something like that? And they were talking about they're doing the last big release, I guess, in December, and like they're still dropping books. There's like a new book for like some 2 armies or subfactions that they're releasing. And then like January or something, or sometime early next year, I guess they're dropping 10th edition. And I'm like, I mean, guys, come on. Why do you keep giving these people your money?
At that point, you just have to, the company making the rule set just has to be like, hey, we're changing core rules of the game, not unit mechanics, right? Like,
right.
Let the most recent, for lack of a better term, we'll put quotations around it for copyright, codex.
Yeah, they've been on a suing rampage too, so that's good. Good looking out.
Quotations around that. But no, like, so it was just dice and Kill Team. There was some objective stuff, like, okay, you can hold this point,
but really you gotta kill the other guy.
But really just kill the other person.
Just kill the other guy and you win. Yeah.
And then I hold the point. Malifaux, it wasn't as straightforward. So going into it, I started 3rd edition, Gaining Grounds 1. So after 3rd edition, it had been out for like a year. Every Gaining Grounds is their yearly seasons, right? Oh. Or roughly yearly. Started then. It was right in 2020 because I got on the Indie Weirdos Facebook page and I was like, hey, who's playing where? And everyone's like, we're not playing because COVID.
I was like, yeah, right in time for the pandemic.
I was like, cool. I just got this stuff. I want to play. I met some people on there that were like, hey, I play on Vassal, right?
Oh God, I forgot about Vassal. Yeah.
Yeah, which for third edition, height wasn't too important, so you could play basically 2D, so top-down token style like Vassal. So I really learned to play there, and then one of the guys up in Toledo was like, hey, we're having our yearly December tournament. You have to wear a mask, but
Yeah.
well, we're having a tournament if you want to come up. So that was like my first iteration in the Malifaux tournament. But the big thing that like drew me in was it wasn't just, hey, go hold these points and kill the other people, right? The game starts, I choose a master, or like you have your set strategy, and then each strategy has a pool of schemes that you secretly choose. Cool, so I can do that. I set my master, you set your master, we each see who our masters are, and then we build our crews after that, and then we deploy and select our schemes.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that's sort of MCP-ish, sort of like Marvel Crisis Protocol in a little bit, where you bring a roster, but you field different parts of it. You're not fielding the whole thing. That's interesting.
Yes.
I didn't realize that was how it used to be.
So it is faction, right?
Yeah.
So three more than 4E is now, but like if I'm running 10 Thunders, I choose this master, I can hire any model in the 10 Thunders faction.
Cool.
So like right there's 70 models I have to choose from now.
Oh shit, that's huge. Okay. That's a lot.
Like now they're divided up into keywords, right?
Sure.
To where it's like if it's not in my keyword, it costs more money or more points to get. But just building the list, doing that, having that separate scheme that's extra points that I actually go for besides just my base strategy. Getting those timed out, planned out, and then Malifaux uses a deck of cards, not dice.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to get to that. What's that experience? What was that experience like for you going from the super swingy dice centric GW life to let's play some tricks cards?
It was very different, and like just learning the nuances of the cards. Like, you have a hand of cards too, so you can cheat. Like I flip a card, you flip a card. It's like, oh, I'm losing. I can cheat from my hand. So it's like, cool, I can beat you. But then like learning the nuances of like, oh, you know what? I'll let this go through because I really need my attack to go through. So I'm going to wait and save this card to cheat then. And then like the different suits will give you different triggers that let you do different things. Learning the nuances of how like a crew built together can do different stuff like that. It felt a lot better than Kill Team. Kill Team, it was like, oh, you have a big gun, you got a big flail, and you have a ton of armor. Go squish.
Yeah.
Where Malifaux, it was like, I think it was the first Gen Con tournament I did. I think I got 5th place, and I went 2-1 and killed one model the entire tournament. I did not have to kill my opponent. And I killed their totem, so it's like a free model that they get anyways.
Yeah.
It's like, neat.
This is a different way to play this game.
Yeah. I went to top table. I lost top table, but I went to top table for round 3 with only killing one model prior to that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you don't have to kill stuff. I can just play my points.
That's interesting. So you did that for a while? Because I'll say that's one of the things about Malifaux that I found intimidating because it was a very small. Because I always felt like Weird had like a small kind of niche hole in the market, So like you'd always be able to find like like a small group of people that played, but it was never like prolific. I mean, nothing unfortunately is prolific like 40K is around the world, right? But I was having a hard time trying to find a way to get into it because I was like, man, like I read the rules, and I think it was 2nd edition when I first got exposed to Weird, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember thinking like the card piece was what was so intimidating. I was like, wow, like this is so wildly different than anything I've ever experienced when it comes to a random feature in a game. And I think that was one of that, and just having a hard time finding a community kind of interfered with my getting involved in it. So that's cool to hear that you had a good experience with it. And so how you were in there with Malifaux? Are you still playing Malifaux?
Yeah, I actually just won a tournament up in Toledo.
Yeah, baby. Was that the same one that you tabled at? No, it was Gen Con the first time you said, right?
Yeah, no, the first tournament I ever went to was same store up in Toledo. It was their winter one. This was their their summer fall one, the Battle for the Bay that they do every year. So
rad.
Okay. I finally won it.
Nice. After all this time, it's mine.
I've podiumed it I've gotten like 5th there, but I never took it, and I finally took it. So
That's awesome.
the Ohio Trophy is back in Indiana.
Yeah, baby. Nice. Sick. So, so you've been going for that, and you said you got into Halo to Flashpoint along the way.
Yes.
What? And then that's obviously how we met, was through Halo. This is the Truth and Reconciliation free plug for those guys over there. When I say those guys, us, I guess, because I'm part of that community. So come hang out with Truth and Reconciliation. We're cool people.
Yeah.
We play Halo, and a lot of Halo.
Get real sweaty.
Get real sweaty. This man, after the ODST stuff dropped, which I realize I will date this cast, but the list building that immediately started on the Discord was like, and I was like, wow,
oh man, it blew up hard a lot.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was
so many notifications. I was like, let me just mute that for the day.
I know. I don't want to say the channel's muted unless it ats me, but it was for a bit.
Yeah. 100.
Yeah, I actually just ran ODST for the first time today.
Oh, sick. How'd that go?
Super. I will say, like, initially when they changed the rule set to almost every strategy except for kill strats are, hey, you kill a model, it's +1 point.
Yeah.
In my mind, that automatically sounds like a win more scenario.
Totally. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, that's, you roll better dice and you win more. Because like I'm thinking of the scenarios, I'm thinking, I was like, all right, strongholds, right? It's, if I kill you, you're off the point and you're pretty far away. You have to get like a movement dice and a grapple shot to get up there to a point now if you respawn in. So I was like, okay, so killing you is win more because I'm probably taking the point and I get a point for killing you. Yeah, it came down to a 15 to 20 game that was very close, right? Like if I don't get this, if he knocks my guy off and actually kills this guy, it goes to 19 to 19 in the final round. Whoever gets the next kill wins.
Damn, okay. And who are you playing against?
I was playing against one of the locals, Jeremy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What was he playing?
He was playing 3 elites.
Okay, so I was saying,
two sword elites and 1 needler elite that he bought a sword for.
Wow, and was that close?
Yeah.
You were running full ODSTs?
No, I ran a JFO, a CQB, the second lieutenant ODST, and the special purpose trooper.
Okay, cool.
So honestly, second lieutenant was only good for tactician. This like little 25 cost special purpose trooper, awesome.
Put it on the work.
Yeah.
It's always a grunt, man. Because
the
other guy, he went to officer candidacy school and never actually was a grunt, so he doesn't know how to actually lead.
He went to ROTC. that's exactly where he went.
Yeah, he was definitely ROTC.
Yeah, but yeah.
So what was it about? What about Halo that got you excited?
I mean, initially nostalgia.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, like 100%. Grew up playing Halo 1, Halo 2, everything, and I was like, oh, this is Halo. I will say, when I first saw it, I thought it was just a reskin completely. And I was like, okay, they're just reskinning for Halo. This is going to be garbage.
Yeah, Dead Zone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had you played Dead Zone?
I had a game or 2 of Dead Zone in.
Okay. Because that was a rumor I had heard too when it was coming out. People were like, that were like prior Dead Zone players.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's kind of just a couple rules have been changed, but it's basically the same game.
Yeah. And then it's based off the Dead Zone rules set. Yeah. Like, it is very similar to it. But they changed it in a way that has the feel of Halo, I think.
Totally.
Like, the demo game I think everyone gets is Slayer. Yep. And you're running around picking up guns, blasting people, and you're like, this feels like Halo Slayer. Like, this is...
And respawning. That's key.
Yes.
Respawning.
And respawning.
They killed it with respawn mechanism, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But yeah, so playing that, I've got the demo, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty smooth rule set. And D8s, and I was like, okay, it's dice based. The demo's of course Slayer, and I was like, all right, so it's a dice heavy game. And then they're like, yeah, we already have like Capture the Flag, Oddball, Strongholds, all the other game systems built into the core box. And I was like, oh, well, how do those, like, is it just kill them off the point, or what are we doing? And it's like, not quite. And Mantic has been good about keeping up with questions and rules updates.
Extremely good, yeah. Their community engagement has been insane.
Yes, like I could jump on, I guess probably not right now because it's like midnight over there, but I could jump on the Discord right now at Cleric and be like, hey man, what's this rule supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Midday tomorrow, he's gonna let me know at least by then.
Yeah.
So like they've been very good about reaching out rules. There's not a whole lot of other companies that you can get that.
No,
You can get on their official Discords and you'll have 20 people jump on and be like, this is how it does. This is how it does.
Exactly. But you're not getting official answers.
And I was like, which one of you works for it? It's like, well, I've played the game. It's like, that's
not someone I'm asking. You're not a game developer.
That's not what I'm asking. Because like I've tested games before, and like the language of a game or how it's written can be grossly misinterpreted based off of, are you looking at this as competitive or just like, oh, it's supposed to be like this? It's like, but that's not what it says. Like, if it wants me to do, it's like, you have to do this. It's like, yeah, but it says may, so I don't have to.
Yeah. MCP had that. Did you play MCP at all?
I did, yeah. I got some. I
definitely had a lot of that, where there was a lot, especially early on, where there was the
it had a lack of may.
Significant, exactly.
Yes. It didn't say may. It's like, I have to do all this
like,
stuff.
oh, we should put may in here. That's going to make everyone's life a lot better.
And like Malifaux was very. I will say it's 4th edition probably has a better entry point than 3rd edition does. I think it is a higher floor game, just because there is so much, like 60 different masters or something like that, and then each master has 2 different styles or 2 different titles.
Yeah,
and so they play differently and everything. So it's like, okay, so it has a higher floor, but then being able to look at a rule set or look at what this model does, and it's like, oh, it's may, or it doesn't say may, and it has to be this. And then like Halo, there's been I have raised a lot of kerfuffle about verbiage and stuff in Halo.
Wait, Tim's raising a question in the Discord. Let's check it out. It's about to flame something, I'm sure. Because so what does the comma actually infer?
Yeah, it's like, guys, the subject of this sentence is not that.
Don't you know basic grammar?
Yeah, no. I will say, usually if I'm like, this seems written wrong, I will go ask my wife and be like, hey, what's the subject of this sentence? Or how would you, as not a gamer, infer this sentence? Because she has an English degree. So I was like, oh, go ahead and tell me how this works.
Exactly.
And if she agrees with me, I post it. And if she doesn't, I just tell her she's wrong.
And then I go stew in my corner.
Yeah. I was like,
curse you in your education, woman.
Yeah.
No, I think so Halo's been interesting for me because same thing, it was kind of a nostalgia. I was curious about it. I knew Jesse and Kevin from the MCP and Shatterpoint podcasts that Jesse has. Hello there, a Shatterpoint podcast, and Fury's Finest, a Marvel Crisis Protocol podcast. Shameless plug for him. So I knew that he was starting this new project, right? And I was like, well, listen to it. So I listened to an episode or two, and then when I had landed out here, my local shop that I found, there was a person that was doing demos, and I was like, oh, let me get a demo of this game, right? Probably isn't going to be great, but I'm going to go play it. And like to your point, I was like, damn, that's like playing multiplayer back in the day. It felt, but it was better because I got to move models around and throw dice, which I love doing, right? And I was like, this is crazy. And man, their entry point is so good, like $65 or something like that, $68, whatever.
Yeah, the
for
recon edition,
the basic recon, and it's like a game in a box. Like you open it, 30 minutes later, you're playing the game. With terrain set up, models are out, everything's good to go. Like it's great.
It is one of, I want to say it's probably the best border between board game to miniature gaming.
100%. I completely agree. Yeah.
The only one I would throw out there with it, God tier.
Ooh, wow. I've got a lot of God tier stuff that no one plays anymore.
Okay, but if people were nostalgia about that, that's another good entry. I will say, Recon Edition, you can man 2 full crews.
Yeah.
God tier, it was 1v1.
Yep.
It's supposed to be played like 3v3.
Yeah,
right.
Which
so
doesn't give you a true taste of and it doesn't give you a true taste of that, what the game actually plays like. Yeah, because the dynamics of that game change dramatically once you introduce more teams. I would say I don't disagree with you because it's the same thing. Like in God Tier, you get that starter set, and it's pretty much got everything. I mean, for the 1v1, crew
Yes.
sort of fight in it that you need. My only thing is I would say about God Tier is that there's way more fiddly nuance with
Yes.
the how the teams work and how they interact with each other.
It's not as
Versus,
straightforward
yeah,
of a game.
yeah, that's a perfect way to say it. It's just not straightforward. Halo is very straightforward. It's actually kind of reminiscent. It reminds me of like Trench Crusade, which is another game. I was just playing this just last night. That is a very clean rule set at its core, right? And the factions give everything a little bit of flavor. But at the end of the day, on paper, it seems weird because, like, well, everyone's just using swords and bolt action rifles and like machine guns and whatever, right? So like the core meat is all the same, and you would think it would be very sterile and samey, but it's not at all. It's like they have an extremely clean core rule set that has some very unique and very refreshing takes on like wargaming, but all the flavor comes from the different units or the different like factions and stuff as you play them.
Okay.
And I feel like Halo's a lot like that too, right? Like the the game is basically the game. It's one of the things I love about it because I was so like I totally poo-pooed on the idea of like it being competitive. People were talking about it, oh, it's gonna be the next competitive thing, next competitive. I'm like, man, I don't know.
I thought beer and pretzels all day.
100%. I don't think we might even have this conversation
Yeah, I
early
think we
on
did.
the Discord. Yeah, right. I feel like it's coming back to me now. Yeah, same thing. I was just like, there's no way that this game, there's not enough here for it to be a competitive game. Because one of the things I love about it is the grid-based movement system. Right, it's so clean. It removes all of that movement shenanigans BS that you get in like 40K when people are doing
Like
all
pull my
the
ruler out, knock 4 things
yeah,
over.
exactly. And it picks up the pace of rate of play, which is huge for me as a dad, right?
Yeah.
In my twilight years. So I just don't have as much time to sit and play a game, as I used to. I can't spend 6 hours playing, one game.
If you can count to 7, you can count range.
Yeah,
That's the
100%.
farthest range in the game is 7.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, and they've done basically similarly to kind of parallel to what Trench Crusade does, which is like, hey, the core rules are the same across everyone, right? Like,
Yeah.
sure, there's lots of keywords, but most of the keywords you're going to see consistently, and you're going to get them down after a couple of game, playthroughs. So it's not going to be a big thing. Trench Crusade has a weird like plus minus dice pool thing that once you wrap your head around it, super easy, right?
Yeah.
There's like 3 numbers you need to know in the entire game, and that's it. And then Halo is like the most complicated thing has been like the explosive frag order of events, right? Like,
Yeah.
and outside of that, everything else is very straightforward. And the flavor comes from, okay, you're playing Sing Healy, you're playing Banished, you're playing ODSTs, you're playing Spartans, you're playing Master Chief, you're playing regular Spartans, right? Like, and it just feels the same. Because I was really worried when ODST dropped. I was like, well, how are they going to take peasants and put them into the game where the standard is the Spartans, and like they're just moving too, right?
Yeah.
But somehow they take them and they feel like less but equal at the same time. They've done a great job of the game.
My fear with ODST, I was like, oh, that's just cannon fodder, right?
Exactly. They're just going to wipe off the board.
They're just going to bring them in. They don't do anything. I think we were all talking in the Discord. We're like, oh, they're all going to be like stat 6s or stat 5s.
Yep.
There's a lot of stat 4s in ODST.
I was surprised with Buck.
Yeah. But the thing is, no shields.
Yep.
1 armor and 3 health.
Yep.
They die. They still die quick, but they can do stuff before they die.
Well, and I remember my first playthroughs when I was playing just the Recon Edition, I think, I remember thinking about the shields and the armor and the hit points, because like there's no big numbers in this game, right? You're not, unless you're like maybe Chief or Atriox, but even they're not that high, right? You've got no like 10 pluses or anything going on any of this kind of stuff, right? Like there's no like super high numbers for hit points and armor and shield amounts and stuff like that. So I was very interested, but what I've seen now over 4 factions of development is, from a game development perspective, being able to have like 3 metrics that you can adjust the slider on that affect the feel of a unit, whether it's the shields, it's the armor, and it's the hit points. All 3 of those can be shifted different ways, which completely changes the feel of the resiliency of that unit, right?
Yeah.
Like Sang Healy are a prime example. They got hella shields, but no real armor, But the effect of that ability, like the Sang Healy felt like they feel like Sang Healy, right? And it brings value to weapons that have high shield piercing capabilities, right?
Yeah.
But then the Spartans, you got to get through their armor, right? The banished, you got to get through their health, So it's just they've done a great job of developing a core system that they're able to basically shift things. And so even though you may bring in an ODST who also has a forward range, just like a Spartan does, and my brain may go like, well, as a Spartan, he should be obviously hitting much easier than this guy does. But this guy can fold because he's got no shields, like one or no armor, and it's a very good game, I have to say.
The M45 shotgun.
Oh, gotta love that shotgun, especially on
right?
Deadeye. Woo!
M45 shotgun. Net 1 kills the ODST. It has AP1, so it eats that shield immediately, or the armor. It has ESD1, so it eats a shield if you had an overshield.
Yeah.
AP1 eats your armor. 1 net wound with lethal 2. It just outright kills an ODST just by walking up to it.
Yep.
I need 1 success, right? Like, there aren't other models that are just getting eaten like that.
No.
But compared to an elite or a Spartan, that's what should be happening to the ODST.
Totally. Yeah.
And so, like, I think they did a very good job with that, more so than what I was expecting. I was expecting, like, cannon fodder troops, and then when I saw that they had, like, stats very similar to Spartans, I was like, okay, so now they made them overpowered.
Totally. That was exactly my first thought.
And then it was like, oh, no, they're not. They still just, compared to these guys, they die.
I think the Banished were the first taste for that I had, because you had like the sniper, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Who has like no armor, and they have very low shields and they're very slow, but they got hella health, and when I ran in our last TTS league, and I just ran Banished the entire time, a full list locked with Atriox and everything, I got a very definitive feeling for the taste of like, wow, you change one thing on a movement and you tweak these other 3 sliders just slightly different directions, feels like a completely different model. It plays like they should play, and it doesn't feel like the Sangheili. It doesn't feel like the Spartans, right? So it's been cool. I don't know. I got a lot of really good stuff to say about the game. And I think the other thing from a competitive perspective that made me eat my own words was I remember saying like, oh, it's too simple, right? It's not going to be, there's not enough nuance here for it to be competitive. And the thing that I found out that I love about the game is that from a competitive perspective, because yes, they have a huge swath of weapons they keep adding to it, and the game modes that they keep adding on are great, but like there aren't, I mean, there's commands, but there aren't, it's not like 40K or like Kill Team, right? Where each faction has like a book of its own rules and all kinds of crap, right? With like hella variations and stuff. So like generally speaking, in the terms of a war game, skirmish level or otherwise, the rule set is pretty unilaterally applied across the board for everyone. Like, everyone has access for the most part to the same keywords, and they all do the same thing, and stuff, minus a few things here or there, right? It's basically the core of how everything functions is the same. And I thought, well, that's not going to be enough variance, right, for competitive play. But what I found is I feel like Halo puts more onus on the tactical decision making of the player, because we're all kind of coming to the table with pretty close to the same
thing
standards, right? Like it's sounds weird and counterintuitive, but yeah, I feel like it really works.
There are some scenarios in Halo which I am not a fan of. Like,
totally, yeah.
And it's just like, oh, well, like if we're like, hey, we're gonna go play Slayer. I was like, all right, cool. You get 200 points, I get 200 points. We're both gonna kit our stuff out to kill stuff. Well, that's going to just come down to almost who rolled better dice in that scenario.
Yeah.
And I think that is a scenario they're kind of not doing away with. It is just the classic, but they're improving upon, right? So they had VIP come out.
Yep, 100%.
Well, they had attrition come out, and then they had VIP come out.
Now Headhunter.
And now they have Headhunter, which that is the best kill strat for Halo.
Yeah.
Because I killed you. I don't get points because I killed you.
Right.
I have to go pick that up and run back to a drop zone.
Yeah, it's like a combination of like a capture the flag sort of. Yeah.
And there's counterplay to that, to where it's like, oh, I let you kill my guy, but now I'm going to be standing. I'm going to respawn in, come stand over here. You can't pick up this skull. Right. So like this one has counterplay against, even if you're killing me, I have counterplay.
Yeah. And I think that's what's cool about it is it feels like, because I'm the same way. Like Slayer is the most like uncompelling. Like it's the most like very clearly feels just like playing Halo. It's a great demo of the game and a great way to get people in, and great like beer and pretzels. Like let's go, you know. And there's nothing wrong with playing Slayer. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm here for the murder and the chaos, right? You know, in game terms. But just gotta put it out there. You never know. But the game modes that they've put together pretty consistently always put counterplay, and they put agency on both parties. Like, it is very rare that you're just like, I got nothing, right?
Yeah, it is. There's always a move to make.
Yeah,
There's not always the right move to be made,
for sure.
because
Yeah.
maybe, oh, I messed up like 3 moves back. I should have done this instead, or I should have crouched before I took that shot, because now I have another short action and I have nothing else to do. I guess I'll crouch now.
Yeah. But like, most of that's not backbreaking, and I feel like MCP has that, where like, and I love MCP from a casual player perspective. I'm not a competitive MCP player, but
I'm
like,
trying.
it's man, it's a whole
I get
nuance
so
there that
mad,
I'm learning.
and
Yeah.
I do blame dice in MCP, but I don't
They
play
have
enough to
whack
know all the
dice.
stuff.
They have some whack dice in MCP. I will say that for sure.
On attacks, I think it's on defense. I believe it's a 6 up defensively is what you have to roll.
It's like garbage. Like, the defense
and
dice
then
are
I think
so
it's
bad.
5 up for offensively, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, these are terrible percentages. Give me my 4 ups and 3 ups.
Yeah, as someone who likes to, like, I'm attrition. Like, I play X Force for MCP.
Yeah.
And I play, at least currently, I am very much into the, like, just generally when I play stuff, I like the off meta kind of like thematic nuance stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when I play MCP, I'm playing full mono affiliation, right? Like,
Yeah,
no splash,
that's the
nothing.
only way I
like,
want to play.
Yeah, like, because I'm like, if I'm playing X Force, I want to play X Force. I don't want to play X Force with the Hulk, right? Just because it's strategically more advantageous. But to be fair, I'm also playing more of a narratively and, you know, like, friendly pickup games. I'm not going as
You
hard.
could
at
take
tournaments.
Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was in the Uncanny X Force.
He was, yep. And well, so the funny thing is, actually, so you remember when Wolverine took over X Force for Cyclops during, I think it was the Messiah Complex era of X-Men,
Yes.
and they were like the Wetworks group that Cyclops was using for Black Ops, and he was telling the rest of the X-Men like, oh no, everything's fine, and then Wolverine would be like doing X-Men stuff, and then he would disappear for a while, and he'd be like, oh no, he's going to go.
What was that? That was Warpath, Wolfsbane.
Yep.
Domino,
Archangel, Domino, Deadpool, Psylocke, and Wolverine in X-23, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
All people bouncing in and out. Yes.
Yeah, people bouncing in and out. Basically, all the murder people with blades and stuff like that. And like,
if you stabbed, you were there.
Yeah, and Archangel was like super psychotic at that point in the comics.
Yes.
Because I think that he had been like, I think that was right after he had been taken back by Apocalypse again, and they had just gotten him back, and he was like, they kept him like locked in some weird cell when they weren't doing operations. Yeah. Anyways,
you know, a great place to learn about the X-Men lore, probably Fury's Finest.
Fury's Finest, Marvel Crisis Protocol podcast. We're not sponsored by them, but we do encourage people to participate in things that we believe in. I will give you that. Yeah. So I'm actually, I painted. I'm doing all my X Force in that era.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, instead of like the traditional. Although I have a separate cable to do because I really love the Rob Liefeld era, like New Mutants, early X Force from that like 90s era. You know, where it's all like Bubblegum and, you know, Boom Boom and all those guys were in it and stuff. Anyways, totally digress there on the X Force. But point being, I appreciate the ability in Halo, because MCP can get away from you from a point scoring perspective. Because I think the dice are extremely variant in that game, and there's so much for like turn zero and objective play in that game that can really swing dramatically the pendulum. And it's if you screw up a turn or two, it's pretty easy to be like, okay, this person's running away with this game, right? And it's gonna be very hard for me to come back from. And Halo for me, outside of, I mean, when I was at Nova, I did some real dirty things to the guy I was playing against. I was playing a 2-model chief list, and I captured a flag, and I like took off real fast on him and stuff like that. But like, generally speaking, and I think I found at least that it's the older original core box scenarios that tend to be a little bit more swingy. The newer stuff tends to be a little bit more well balanced. Generally speaking, all my games are pretty close in Halo.
Yeah, you know? It's a rare. I also, one thing I really like about like the competitive scene of Halo, and just the tournament system of Halo as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We had one, I think it was in June here in Indy. I went 4-0 and got second. The person who got first did not go 4-0.
Yeah, which was hard for me to wrap my head around the first time.
Because they scored more points from achievements and victory points. I had some close games.
Yep.
And the close games don't hurt you. Point
No.
differential is not a scoring metric.
Yes.
One thing that's always hurt me at Malifaux tournaments, and like me and some of the other locals, we like to think we've made like a nice, like a welcoming community that has competitive players. And if you just want to play casual,
Yeah, for sure.
you can get a casual game, or you can get a more competitive game if you're practicing for a tournament or something. Right. So we have a good mix of people. It is very different because I've gone to tournaments at Malifaux and been like, oh, hey, round one's, it's Swiss pairings. So round one's always random. I'll get to the table, be like, hey, this guy's like, it's like my third game. And I was like, oh,
Crap.
this is going to hurt.
Yeah. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to you. Yeah.
So then, like, in my mind, I was like, I don't want to scare someone away from the game.
Totally.
So I have never, like, all the tournaments I've played, I never 8-0'd anyone. Because if someone 8-0's me, I'm like, I don't know if I want to play the next round. That wasn't fun. So I've never 8-0'd anyone. It's like, you can give away points. It's not, if you know you have it, you can give away points and be like, all right, yeah, you can. Oh, you took that point. Good job.
Yeah, it's a mercy killing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it's just better. So like then your point but the problem with that is point differential is the first tiebreak after record in Malifaux.
Gotcha.
So then it's like, oh yeah, I had a 3-point game instead of an 8-point game. But then someone who's locked in and they're like, I don't care, I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
They're +8, I'm +2. It's like, oh yeah, you're way up there.
Yeah.
But
overall, we still have the same.
Real hard for me to catch up to you.
Yeah.
Halo doesn't have that point differential, so even if you're up against a new player, you can be like, you can give them some gimme points and stuff, or it's also behooves you to be like, hey, you should crouch and then shoot. You could come up here and get a clear shot. You're not trying to be like, oh yeah, you're not. How many times have you argued about having a clear shot or not? Right? Like it's not as. Now, sure, it's a 1-point game, and if they kill me, I don't get the point from that stronghold, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
maybe we'll dial
they're shooting and stuff. It's like, I don't think you have a clear shot, and it's like, okay, well, let's check, right? It's not just the quick like, oh yeah, you're good, roll your dice.
Yeah,
but like, if you have the lead, you're not like, yeah, no, I'm holding this. You're not doing good. Like,
yeah, and I'll say that's something that's been interesting about being as a part of a community from like the ground up as it's just getting started, and I'm curious where we'll be. In another year or two. Yeah, it's one of the things that once like the Truth and Reconciliation Discord, because it's a private Discord, like started growing, I was like, oh no, are we going to get like some real sweaty, try hard, rude people in here, right? That are going to like harsh our vibes. It wasn't you though. I know we made jokes when you first came in, like, oh, sweaty Tim's here. Like, oh, everybody, he's coming to crush. But you're like, the point is you're a good dude, right? Like, and some people aren't. Like, some people are there to win at all costs, right? And the game, to your point,
they play Warhammer.
Exactly, they play. That's exactly, they play Warhammer. And maybe Infinity. I don't know. Infinity.
I've been playing Infinity.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been dabbling.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
It is tough.
Dude,
it is crazy. Dense.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's got some interesting stuff, but like I don't know enough about the game to be like, yeah, I want to go do this more.
That's a game that has, to my understanding, has an extremely, because I've tried to get an Infinity like 3 times now.
I've tried N3, N4.
Yeah,
N5 is now out.
Yep,
it is the best so far of the ones I've tried.
That's what I've heard.
It's pretty solid. But like I couldn't see myself doing an event, at least not anytime soon, of Infinity. I'm just like, man, I'm building a list. I go to the table, we play, and I'm like, cool, I lost.
like for real lost.
Like I'm not going to any events unless I'm like, I can do decent here.
Yeah.
Or like at least compete. Like I don't even know what I'm looking for half the time. Totally. Like, oh, you need to do this to activate that. I was like, I didn't hire one of those people. Like, why not? I was like, I didn't know I had
Didn't
to.
know I needed one. Yeah, exactly. It was on page 47 of the list building for my
Yeah.
unit. Oh, that's why.
So
Yeah,
like, it's
I was
just
gonna
a
say
very
I just feel
dense
like
game.
Halo doesn't like you don't get that. The community so far, right, has been extremely welcoming and like very to your point, very much like, yeah, man, go ahead, do it. It's fine, right?
Yeah, it's there's I don't know. There's not a whole lot of every tournament I've been to for Halo. I'll hear the TO get called over, and it's like,
Sure. Yeah.
oh, hey
Understood.
TO, I need a ruling thing, and it's like, okay, and it's usually something like someone's missed a rule, like they didn't know that the edge of the board is a wall,
Right. Or like a
or
keyword interaction that they're not sure on or something like
yeah,
that.
like, oh,
Right.
do I
Like,
get headshots if I'm lunging?
yeah.
Stuff like that.
So we're digging Halo is the
Yeah,
takeaway right here at this point.
we're digging Halo. It is I'll say Halo's a low floor. It's a low floor entrance. You can
Totally.
play
Yes.
Halo
100%.
100% as beer and pretzels.
Yes.
Break the box out. Game night.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone grabs a model. We do free for all or something like that, right? Like
to that point that I thought was really interesting. So when I was at Nova, I was running all of the Friday night events that were going on, and we did like Saturday. I think it was Saturday as a blur. Did like build and plays for them.
oh, okay, yeah,
No, Saturday's a GT. That was Friday. So we played games Thursday night, and then Friday we did Fiesta on Friday. Yeah. Anyways, point being, so we were doing build and plays. So like people would come in, and with the box that they bought, and we'd have like 4 people at a time for a couple hours. I'd help them build all their stuff, and then I'd run them through a game demo, right? And 2 of the people that came in for the build and plays during the day on Friday came back that evening for Fiesta. Maybe more of them did, but then 2 of them actually there's slots for the GT on Saturday, and they had just learned to play the day before.
yeah.
And they signed up. They went home or went back to the hotel room that afternoon on Friday and like signed up for the GT and joined it. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Because I was playing in the GT, and I was like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm playing. I'm like, sick, right? So to your point, like I played 4 games yesterday, and now I'm here for my core box GT game. My list is my 4 models from the recon box or whatever.
We had the same thing at Adepticon and the same thing at Gen Con. Like people pulling the plastic off their models unpainted right here, just like, here's this. Oh, I got to get all these dice out of this plastic bag because I haven't even opened it yet. It's like, hey, you need to punch some tokens out too, bud.
We're gonna get you some tokens. Here, let me help you. I helped one of my guys I was playing. He didn't have all his tokens punched. I was like, oh, you need to bring, because you needed to bring like, I don't know, like your own weapon pool or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I was like, here, let me help you, man. So like we're punching like his tokens together.
And it's so it's a low floor, but definitely not the highest ceiling of war games.
Sure. Yeah.
So one thing I have felt from like tournaments of MCP, Malifaux, Bushido, any of the tournament. Yeah.
That's another one, man. Oof.
It's another one. After a tournament, so I've played like 3 rounds in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm exhausted.
For sure.
I have thought too hard for the day. Halo, I'm probably not going to go play another round of Halo, but like we're good. Let's like played 3 tough games, had a good day and everything. I'm not like, oh man, I need to go like crash to the hotel or something.
Totally.
It is like,
so
hey, let's go grab dinner. Let's go play Worms or something, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Worms. That's a great game. Everyone should buy Worms, by the way. Saturday,
I won it at Gen Con. It was.
Did you?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I bet Jesse was pissed because I know he wanted to copy that.
Did
he ever get a copy? Do you know?
I don't know, but I told him I won it.
I was so jealous. So like Saturday night after the GT, and we had, and I even had a painting class on Saturday after everything. Like we grabbed food and stuff like that, and we ended up playing Last Night on Earth up in the board game room at Nova until like I don't know, like 1 a.m. And that was after playing Halo all day and stuff like that, right? So like to your point, and my buddy who was in the 40K GT for Nova, and I think he played 3 or 4 days worth of 40K, like 11 games over, and it was so much 40K, and he was so done by the end of it. And it just like he was like a puddle coming into the hotel to crash and leave, right? And he would just come in late, go to sleep, get up, go play more 40K. And I was like, bro, you look like you're having a terrible time. And he's like, well, 1 in 3 games have been really good. The other ones have been really miserable. And I was like, oh, bro.
So like on tournaments, right? And like competitive tournaments and everything. The first time I went to Adepticon, it was a 5-round Malifaux event. Well, Malifaux at the time was 2.5-hour rounds.
Oof.
So
over 2 days or 1 day?
Over 2 days.
Okay, well, thank God.
But so like you had 3 rounds day 1,
Still a lot.
2 rounds the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think everything we had planned. We had Thursday. We had, what game did we have then? Me and my buddy always go to Adepticon. We had something Thursday. Oh, we had Riot Quest.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I know that one.
It is Privateers Press's version of like a party royale game.
Okay, so was it using like War Machine or Horde stuff, or is it its
Kind
own
of
thing?
like characters that were something in there, but you had like your own individuals characters. They had different classes like ranger, fighter, stuff like that. But like,
Okay.
we were basically running in there, killing people, grabbing a pot of loot, and collecting loot.
Yeah. There was definitely an era in the like the mid-teens of the 2000s that like it was big, that style of game.
Yeah.
Of like go in, kill the horde, grab the stuff, get out, and
Yes.
whoever gets out with the most stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of games coming out.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
So you would. So we Thursday. We got there Wednesday. Actually, I think we got there Thursday morning. So we drove up to Chicago Thursday morning. We play Riot Quest tournament. Cool. We're good. Next day, I got Malifaux. I play 3 rounds. I go 3-0 day 1. Wake up day 2. I go 0-2 day 2. I lost to the person that won it and another person that podiumed. So
okay, so that's fair.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Both super nice guys. Still talk and compete with them and everything. So
That's awesome.
And then we were supposed to have a God tier event competing against the designers of God tier that evening.
That was nice. Mm-hmm.
I passed out at the hotel and felt like absolute shit.
Yeah.
Just like brain dead after that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a long one. And then my first time at Nova, I had 2 Malifaux tournaments.
Oof.
Because Malifaux they did the USFT, which is the US FOTOR,
mm-hmm.
which is a ranking system. The country's divided up into different regions. Depending how you've placed in tournaments in your region, you'll get so many points. Okay. There's only so many people invited to, I think it's 24 or 32 people are invited to the Masters Invitational.
Oh, sick. Okay.
So it's the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Got my invite for that. That tournament was Thursday, Friday. So a 5 round. After that, the first tournament of the next season started.
Ugh.
So Saturday, Sunday was another 5 round tournament. So 10 rounds of competitive, like,
that's too much.
If you went to the Master Invitational, you played in the GT too, right?
Oh, geez,
you're already there. So it's all the best 20-some players, and then the GT there were some extra players.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just super crunchy rounds for like 10 rounds of Malifaux.
Yep. Everything matters. Every decision matters.
I did not drive there on that trip. My buddy did, and I was so thankful.
I was just like, oh, zombie on the way back.
Yeah, I'm like, this is terrible idea.
Yeah, it's an interesting like pressure, I feel like, for cons, because you have this sense of like, I need to squeeze every ounce out of this thing that I've invested money to go to, right? But I don't know, maybe I've just gotten older and I don't have the stamina anymore. And like I overdid it at Nova this last year because I went in like ham on all the painting competitions, or not competitions, but all the painting like master classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the early stuff in the like pre-opening to the public was extremely, extremely good. But the stuff I tried to squeeze in over the weekend when I was trying to get games in was I was done at that point.
Okay.
Like I was kind of exhausted. So it was like,
was it more your attitude in the class? Like because of like the gaming and stuff, and you're just like, I need to just relax and I don't want to touch a mini right now? Or was it like the classes were kind of like little off, right? Like it's later in the weekend, they've probably done the class a couple times, or they've gone and exhausted themselves playing games and stuff too.
Yeah, so an interesting analysis on that. I think it's a little bit A, a little bit B, because so my first 2 days I was doing I did 16 hours of master class in 2 days, where we were literally painting with the same 2 like artists for 2 days straight, 2 full days of painting. And for one, I'd never painted that long consistently ever, right? Like I've never like just sat there for 16 hours in 2 days and just painted models, right? But what I found was because I talked to a guy, and he's like a Golden Demon winner. That's at my local shop here, and he's one of the guys who works there. And we're actually going to be painting Atriox together. So he's doing Atriox, and I'm doing Atriox. We're going to do them side by side. and do a painting thing with them. But I came back and I was talking to him about it, and I was like, yeah, man. So I went to this painting class on Saturday. I was with this guy, and blah blah blah. And he was like, oh well, it's because he's American. I was like, what do you mean? Because I was kind of complaining about the experience, right? Like, I mean, the guy I took lessons away from it, but it was more of like my own extrapolation of what was going on. And I felt like the 4 hours I spent in there were kind of wasted. And part of it was I was very tired, right? But the other thing was like, man, I didn't jive with, like, to your point, like the way the person was teaching and presenting, it felt very kind of like half-assed or something. I don't really know, like everything, all the feedback was like, yeah, you're just keep trying. You're going to get it. And it, like, everything was just like, yeah, you're doing good. Just keep doing. And you're like, you're not giving me any constructive feedback here at all. Like, it's just literally, you're just telling me, like, just cheerleading me, saying like, yeah, you'll get it. Just keep trying. Just try it.
It'll turn out in the end.
Yeah, it'll turn out in the end, right? And it was like, oh, this is not what I'm asking, because it was like a texture class, like building texture and stuff, right? And he was like, and he says, the other guys you spent the week with, like Tuesday through Thursday, right? They're all Italians. And I was like, does that matter? And he's like, well, yeah, because the way that they do it. And to his point, they were talking about a lot of art concepts that my wife is a painter, like classically trained painter, like does like large canvas and stuff like that. And I've for years been like picking her brain on painting techniques, right? I'll come out and go, hey, and she's always like, well, I don't paint 3D, right? I paint 2-dimensional canvas, right? So the application is different. But like I've learned a lot about color theory and how to paint like skin tones, especially, right, from her over the years. And a lot of how the Italian painters teach is extremely painterly focused, not miniature war game focused, if that makes any sense. Like, they're not focused on the miniature, they're focused on applying oftentimes traditional painting technique, like you would on a canvas on a 3-dimensional object, versus painting a 3-dimensional object to be a 3-dimensional object. I mean, it's a nuance there, but like there's a real difference. And I just really resonated with those Italian dudes. They were like super good. The classes were great. I learned so much. And then by the time I got into the weekend and I was taking the last couple classes I had that were also sandwiched between, I'd been gaming a lot, right? And I was tired at that point because I'd been there for like 4 or 5 days. I just learned that the approach that most American painters take to painting is just not even remotely close to the same angle to accomplish the same thing. It's like coming from a totally different like perspective. That was a lot more of just kind of, fuck around and figure it out kind of approach, generally, kind of unilaterally. Then where there's technique, and don't get me wrong, they'll throw all the words around and they'll use a lot of the catchy terms, from art and stuff. But like, you're kind of like, you don't know what you're talking about, do you? It's like that strong bad of, hey, so you use some Kiyosara shading on the wings and on Trogdor or whatever back in like a Homestar Runner, like, you don't know what Kurosawa shading is, So anyways, yeah, I definitely overdid it. There's a long way to get around to saying that I learned my lesson about how much to jam into an event. And I couldn't imagine, and I didn't play nearly as much as my buddy or you obviously have done in a week, because I can't imagine having the stamina to basically game, 8 hours a day for 4 days or something. That's so much.
I like Adepticon this coming year, right? I'm already looking at it. I was like, all right, 4th edition's out. I can do the Malifaux tournament, but if it's a 5-round tournament, I'm out. I don't want to spend 2 days of a con playing the same game.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm competitively playing other games now.
Yeah. I like that's what they did at LVO, because it was like team tournament on Sunday.
Yes.
For Halo, to be clear, what our guys did for that. Saturday was the GT. Friday night was the Fiesta mode, right? So like you had 3 days of Halo stuff you could get in, but you could just play what you wanted to play. And if you're playing a GT, you're just done in a day, like instead of having to do it over 2,
I think my goal, hopefully, what I'm hoping, and I'm kind of worried that Halo might have gotten big enough that Mantic's like, oh, we're making this our Saturday tournament. But I think Saturday tournament is their Kings of War. They're pretty solid on that.
I mean, here Kings of War, especially in England, is huge.
Yeah, so I think they're going to keep Kings of War Saturday, and hopefully Halo stays Friday for Adepticon. Because my goal would be Thursday, show up, hang out Wednesday, Thursday, maybe a painting class, and then a fun game.
Yep.
So like I'll get a mono affiliation, MCP, maybe some Blackout or Open Table, Bushido, something in there.
Go check out Bushido if you haven't played it. It's so good.
It's pretty fun.
It very different.
Has a higher floor than Halo's an unfair comparison. I think most miniatures games have a higher floor than Halo.
No, totally, 100%.
I can't think of one with a lower floor actually, and that's not a bad thing for Halo.
No, yeah, it does. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those
Yeah,
counterintuitive
it's
things, right?
not.
People think, oh, well, it can't be that. No, it's great. It's a great game.
Yeah,
It's very accessible.
you can take Halo almost as far as you want it to,
Yes,
right?
100%.
Like you're never gonna get to the crunchiest aspects of like Infinite as of now. There could be stuff coming out with different keywords, different factions coming out where it's like, oh, I need to do this, this, and this, and this. There's still going to be plays to where in Halo to where it's not, I'm going to go here and then here and then here. You can still plan out ahead, but I can't see it being the crunchiness of Infinity.
I don't think with a grid-based movement system it can ever get that crunchy.
Yes, like I don't need to measure. Hey, I need to be 6.1 inches out from your range because
Right,
you have a
exactly.
6-inch range. Like I don't have to do that. It's like, hey, this guy's threat range is 7. Cool, you can reach the entire board. Neat.
Yeah, you're in a cube. I can. Oh, I can't see it. Look, threat sensor. Boom. I can see you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like just it is Bushido's a great game. It is super fun. It's all Asian aesthetic. If you've never played it, a lot of cool models.
The dice combat thing, the slapback at the exact same time, everything going blind draw mechanic thing is really neat. I think it's really cool.
I do like that. It is, and it's, hey, how much do you want to use now, or do you want to use it later? Like that's a very cool thing. Where like Infinity also has that to where it's like
a resource element to it.
Yeah, except Infinity is like, oh, I'm moving here. You can see me. You're shooting. Cool. My second action is shooting back. Right.
Yeah.
Theirs has the resource management aspect of it, which is very different. Saturday, I want to do Halo. Hopefully, that's when the Halo GT is. Just go run that. Or sorry, Friday. Friday, I want to do Halo. Yeah. Yes. Saturday, what I've been trying to get in for so many years at Adepticon, and I never do because I always have like the Malifaux tournament or some other tournament. The Gaslands Death Race. I just want to run that. You get it 35 cans, I think, and they have like 4 or 5 different pools going on, and then you death race. You go to advance to the next pool, you get death race, and you get like 3 death races in one day.
There's an event at Nova, and I missed it. Unfortunately, I was bummed out because I had signed up for it, but then something else went long, and so I didn't get to go to it, and I didn't realize until later, and I was like, but I did wander into Bushido for a demo, and that's how I found out about Bushido, and I was like, oh, this game's great.
Yeah.
So I'm actually running. I was just talking last night with the shop owner. I'm going to be doing a single day race circuit for Gaslands at our local shop.
Nice.
Where we're going to do, like an actual circuit, probably, like cap it at 8 people or something like that. So that'll be a good time to get some Gaslands on the board.
Yeah. If anyone listening is also a just very eclectic taste miniature gamer, you got a little bit of everything, but you're having trouble playing or finding people to play all your different stuff, find some buddies who are specialized at a game. They don't even have to be good at all the games, right? Have each one pick one, go to your local shop, and promote a scrimmage day.
Totally. Yep.
And it's just like, hey, I'm going to run my Halo table. You run an MCP demo table. You run a Kill Team demo table, right? Get different gamers coming in, trying out different games. You might get someone to bite or like just to see like, oh, are people playing this game? Yes, we are. Come play it more. We did that recently. And I think you guys did it, right?
Yeah, and we're starting like one Saturday a month, which is all skirmish Saturdays. It's all small scale, so we're doing like epic scale stuff. So like Armored Clash, Dystopian Wars, like Manowar, that's a band. Is Manowar a game too? I don't know. There's some epic scale. There's some epic scale. I don't think it's Manowar. I think it's something close to that though. But it's some epic scale game that some other guys play there. That's super good advice.
You had talked about it, and I was like, oh, I should message my local game store owner and see what's up. Message him. I got on our Discord where like all the TOs are also on there. Be like, so we plan out our events and stuff. I was like, hey, I need people to run demos on this day. I think we had 9 or 10 tables of different games going.
Rad. That's so good.
And like, of course, the store doesn't have stock for all these different games because like people aren't in there buying it, so they're like, oh, we don't grab this, like we don't buy this. Like Arena Rex is one. And so it was cool to do that because we had enough people that were competitive in other games or even just casual in other games looking at different stuff. And so it was really nice to have new faces coming in and be like, oh yeah, is that Spider-Man? It is Spider-Man. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think so. Like we've kind of been locally. There's been like a surge in a number of different games. Like a lot of us just picked up a bunch of Dystopian Wars stuff to do that. And I was like,
Okay.
I played Dystopian Wars. I actually baited it for Spartan when they owned it back in like 2010, 2012, whenever they first dropped it. Then it went away because they went under. And then Warlord Games, I think, is the company now that owns it, or somebody has brought it back. And so there's been some interest. But like I got into Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings recently for it's a rank and flank, you know.
Oh, okay.
And we're finally getting. There's a lot of people that have been into Trench Crusade, like the aesthetic, and they've talked about it.
I want to try it,
but no one's played it. They haven't been playing games, right? And we're finally starting to get like traction. Where I just ran 3 people through demos last night of Trench Crusade, and it's really cool that like you can find a game to kind of like fill a niche or scratch an itch that your primary game doesn't, right? And it doesn't, for me at least, it doesn't all have to be like your primary competitive game. So like Conquest, we got guys that like are going to like GTs and like Worlds and stuff like that for Conquest. But like for me, I have zero appeal to a rank and flank competitive game, right?
Yes.
That's too fiddly for me, right? I just want to go and like paint some big scale models and like stomp them around and like kill stuff, you know, that's it. I think it's cool to get those opportunities to get exposed to that stuff is the point. You know?
Yeah, I think like Malifaux for me is still probably my top competitive game.
Okay.
Even after like taking the time off and everything, like going back to the new edition, and it's like, yes, I can still play it. Now I got to play my crews a little differently and everything, adjust to some rules changes. Awesome. Still very crunchy, very competitive. But I'm also at the point of I'm old enough to be like, man, if I go to an event, I don't want to spend 2 days playing the exact same game when I could play 100 different games.
Yeah, for sure.
Single day tournament, sure, I'll do the single day. 2-day tournament, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
if I'm going, let's say we hold a Halo 6-round event because we get enough people, right? So we do 3 rounds one day, 3 rounds the next. If I'm going to that to play that event, yes. If I'm going to the con to be like, hey, I want to do some gaming and stuff, I probably don't want to play the same game over and over. And like MCP is super casual for me.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I just can't take it the competitive seriousness. And I thought Halo would be super casual too.
Yeah, I 100% thought Halo was going to be my casual game. I did not expect it to get competitive.
Yeah, and I was not thinking that either. And then it's like just knowing different rule sets of games. I'm reading through the rules. It's like, oh, I can do this and this and this, and then change this around. It's like, oh, that's a cool way to do that. So like Halo became a competitive game while I was waiting for 4th edition Malifaux.
Yeah.
Well, now 4th is out, and it's like, okay, I'm now bouncing my game nights. Like, okay, I'm going to go play Malifaux this week. Next week, we're back to Halo.
Yep.
We have the Truth League going on, so I got to get some games in for that.
Yeah, let me ask you this. What is it that you look for in a game that like hooks you from a competitive perspective? Not just from like, oh, I like this game, I'm going to play it like casually or recreationally, but like, what is it about a game that says this has the meat on the bone that is going to make me want to go to a tournament and do that?
That's tough because
I see some people that like play competitive games and they literally bounce from game to game to game, right? They play a game until they kind of like figure it out and they move to another game and they just want to compete. They don't really kind of care about the aesthetic or like, and I don't care if it's superheroes or if it's like Vikings or if it's ninjas, right? They just want to play a game competitively against another person. Like they don't care if they really like the rule set. They're just there to compete. And other people are like, well, I just like playing superheroes and I just got into competing and I just play MCP and I don't compete with anything else, right? Like, so like, what is it that has drawn you to specific games?
I think an almost easier aspect would be like the reason I don't play MCP competitively is I only like X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men, X-Force, Brotherhood.
Yep.
Well, there for the longest time, they weren't good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they weren't good. And so like I was like, oh, okay, so I can't like play this competitively.
You don't really have
with
an
the
option,
stuff I like.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, everyone's like, oh, you need to splash this in and splash in. It's like, but I don't like that character.
Right.
I don't want to splash him in.
Yeah.
And so like your chance of winning is now further down because of that. And like playing a game isn't just all about winning, but like if I'm going to a tournament, I want to try to win.
Exactly.
And so it's like
100%.
if I know like, oh yeah, I don't have rerolls and I can't do this and I can't do that. It's like, that's super cool. So like that was an aspect that kind of kept me away from MCP for a while.
For sure.
After starting it off. But like looking at Malifaux, the crunchiness of it and figuring out something to play that's not everyone else is playing.
Mm-hmm.
First invitational, Masters Invitational in Malifaux I went to over at Nova, 22 I think it was. We were allowed dual masters. Well, not many people were taking dual masters because it takes like 16 of your 50 points to bring that second guy in.
Okay, yeah.
Well, for the first scenario, it was a kill scenario. On the way there, I was like, oh, I had it counted down to how many flips I would get and the probability of which card I had. If I bring this dual master, I can then send my master, who is like known as a super killy guy. I can put him in your deployment zone after 4 activations, and I will also stack my hand of cards to be almost all severe. Because it's 52 cards, and I'll go through 30 cards before I even get to that. So I was able to cycle enough cards, and I figured out this thing. And then, like, I remember listening to 2 different podcasts, and they were like, yeah, so this guy Tim from Indiana brought this dual master list.
This guy Tim.
He just launched it across the board and killed my guy in turn 1. And I was like, yes, I figured out something different. Yeah, I figured out a way to do a unique Alpha Strike that I was like, that's the move I did.
Yep.
And like way back in Pokemon cards, like same thing. Like there was I think a lot of people were running like a Charizard and stuff like that deck, and I found a Flareon deck that worked together, like moving stuff in and stuff. And it's like, all right, cool. Like finding that unique thing.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, oh, that's a different look at it. And I know like Malifaux and Halo playing online, like on Vassal or TTS, playing against people in the UK. One thing I've consistently found for both game systems, which kind of is a little surprising. The people I'll play in the UK will constantly say like, yeah, US players play more killy.
Yeah, super aggressive. I've always heard that.
They play like there isn't the like, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this. It's like, yeah, no, they brought guns to shoot me.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, you're not spending items and like all this, so you have a bunch of models and stuff. It's like, oh, you brought this big gun, that big gun, that big gun, or you brought a very kill focused crew that's just gonna move across the board and Alpha Strike. And it's like, okay, so then like trying to figure out like, well, is Alpha Strike the only way to play, or how can I find a way to play around in a different style?
Totally. Yep, 100%. I love finding the off meta. That's my favorite thing. Yeah.
The recent tournament in Toledo, I ran one master the entire tournament because I hadn't played a whole bunch of 4E. So I was just like, I know this lady. I'm going to play her. And it worked. I think the final round, I killed maybe 1 model. So I was able to do it without getting the attrition.
Yeah.
In Halo, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, everyone's like, hey, the Gunyear, the Mark 7, those are the go-tos. Right, you need these stuff. And it's like, yeah, I agree. Gunyear and Mark 7 are solid. They are great models. But for Gen Con, how could I can bring a Zvezda in because there's Oddball in the pool and he has a better save than the other Spartans. So if I bring him in, he's more likely to not get the ball shot off of him from the rapid fire. And he has a rapid fire gun, so that's good against Oddball as well. And then, so like figuring out like list building, like building the list for those scenarios because you know the scenarios,
which is nice. Yeah.
Same thing with Malifaux. You'll know the initial strategy and then this initial scheme pool, and then the scheme pool changes as you go. MCP, I don't know what I'm going to go into.
Totally. I don't know the game well enough to like get real fiddly with my techniques and stuff like that. Yeah.
I feel like Halo and Malifaux, which are like my biggest competitive games, you can win by knowing your stuff.
Okay. You don't have to know everyone else's.
I don't have to know everyone else's.
Fair. I see that.
I don't know, and I'm sure Jesse's going to yell at me and tell me, he's like, you don't need to play against their stuff. You can run your own stuff in MCP, but like,
He's been trying to convince me I also don't have to go tall all the time. I can go wide. And I'm like, yeah, but tall's fun.
But tall's good. I don't know enough about like competitive MCP to be like, okay, if I just bring my stuff, I always feel like I need some counter, right?
100% in that game.
If I bring all these people that have like energy attacks and like, oh, your entire team has great energy defense, I didn't know that. That stinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
I think that's a really valid point, because I think you've probably articulated the reason I have never put the effort into MCP to be competitive, because it's like I've got a lot of interest in various games. I have so much brain power, right? And I'm not motivated to do the amount of studying I would need to do to be competitive, because to your point, in MCP especially, you have got to know what the other person's bringing to the table. You got to know what their special abilities do. You got to understand like what their like superpowers are. You got to understand who the objective runners are and who the secure people are, and like what the cards do, and like all that kinds of stuff. And then you got to know the scenarios, because you have 2 active scenarios every game, right? So you got to know how those interact with yourself and with the other person, you know. So there's a lot of moving parts that I don't have direct impact and control over, that I have to be aware of, especially in a tournament setting, because you're playing how many different models and how many different factions, right?
Yeah.
In a game like that.
And let's just go ahead and add the other stress of you're on a clock.
Yeah. Yeah. And that in and of itself, especially for someone who is going to have to be like, what does that do again? Oh, like,
yeah.
Okay, so that's a bad idea to do that. Okay, cool. And that's just taking up time, you know? So you really have to have I think to really truly be competitive in games like that, which is like Affinity, the same thing, right? It's
yes.
The deeper the rule set, the higher the ceiling, the more command over the nuance you have to have in that game for the most part, versus, and this goes back to, I think, one of the things, and this isn't a Halo episode, but like this is one of the things I do like about Halo that I mentioned earlier, is that so much of the game is relatively parallel or flat across the board as far as like equality between things, even though they play and feel differently. That so much more of that pressure is on you for your own decision making tactically in the situation, right? Versus I have to know every single nuance about the person across the table from me, you know? Because the tactical gameplay is good, but the rules are not too deep.
I think something that, and it probably makes a game more competitive, but something I would say might be a deterrent for some people playing competitive games is how much defensive tech is on stuff. Because Halo, it's shields, armor, defensive tech. We have evade and guarded.
Yep.
Active camo.
Evade,
guarded,
hard light.
active camo, hard light. Like those are items you add in and stuff like that, right? Like there's not a whole lot of defensive tech I need to know about.
Yeah.
That would be on your card. Like
yes.
It would be an item that's like, oh, I have access to that. You have access to that. But like there's not so much defensive tech. Malifaux, there is defensive tech. It's like, oh, when this model's attacked, it can do this. Or like this whole crew has high willpower. This whole crew has high defense, stuff like that. So that is a game with a high floor that you would need to, like, it's a quick ask. Be like, hey, what's your crew do? Oh, they do a lot of willpower attacks. It's like, all right, cool. Does your crew have high defense? Nope. Punch them. Don't fight their mind. Cool. Got it.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Yeah. And so like you can play your own game.
Mm-hmm.
Halo, you can play your own game. You don't have to, oh, what are these brutes doing? What are these elites doing? What's the ODST doing? There, you might need a rules clarification.
Sure, but it's pretty minimal.
Yeah, it's not. It's a very simple rule set, which doesn't make it a bad game. Arena Rex, very simple, very small scaled. I can play my guys. I know my goal is probably kill your guys. Well, my guys do this and this and this, and then they're going to tell you, be like, oh, well, I get to do this because you attacked. It's like, oh, all right, cool. Now I know that.
Done.
And it's very simple. And MCP, you're running 3 to 6 people.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
not,
5 or 6 probably top end.
Not huge, but I feel like the cards are dense.
100%. So much information on this card, especially the longer the game's been out. I mean, it's been what, 5 years, 6 years now.
Yeah,
they have 200 something, 300 models now.
Yeah,
plus all that tactics cards and being able to splash, so it's not just it's just you got a lot.
I'm garbage at tactic cards. I am so bad.
Oh, me too. I'm so bad. I'm like, okay, I know I need brace for impact, and I'm going to take recalibration matrix, and then this one sounds fun. I'm just going to take that.
Okay. So that right there that's a turn off for competitive gaming.
Yep, the have tos.
You like, oh, this is I have to take these. It's like,
yep.
Why? It's like, oh, because you need them, and it's like, can I do something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something. I don't think there's any need to takes in Halo.
No.
In Malifaux, there are need to takes, but it's different, right? Like it's not a specific model. It's like, I need a scheme runner.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Each crew has a scheme runner, or there's a versatile in faction you could take. So there's different flavors of the scheme runner. You just have to learn your stuff. Same thing with like Bushido. I need someone to hit the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be able to go stand by themselves and do that?
Yeah, and stay alive. Yeah.
And it's not you always take this. I don't think medalists and stuff like that make a game less competitive, but makes it less interesting to me.
Less appealing too, I think. Yeah,
yes.
100%. If it's just, again, that goes back to the guild ball problem, right? That the original, it was solved. And I even mentioned somebody the other day at the shop. Oh, hey man, guild ball's making a resurgence. We should maybe get some games up. And they literally like, why? The game has already been solved.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like,
there's no point in playing it. And I was like, still, man, like just for fun.
Did it change with the resurgence? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Well, to my understanding, all they're doing is coming out with the sub factions that they said they'd originally release, and they're not tweaking the rules at all. I guess they kind of adopted some community stuff, but like they're not changing the rule set. It really. But it leads me to probably one of my last questions for you. It seems to me that, and I don't know if it's just because I was out of the major like public gaming scene for quite a bit for a while, but every game has to like come to the table with like a competitive piece now. It's not like, it's like we can't make a skirmish or a war game that's just meant to be skirmished and war gamed casually across the table with friends anymore, right? It's like every game there has to be a competitive piece to it. And when I play a game, I'm usually like, does this game really need to be competitive? Like, is this the rule set for it? Like, why do we have to make every game? Why can't it just be a game we play? You know, like competitive me and you across the table, but why has it got to be like GT? Like, is that a sales thing, you think? Is it value in the game, or is it just like our nature as like gamers?
I think it comes down to like what the company has a hope for the game, right? Like, they could have stopped at the Spartan box and just made expansion boxes. They didn't need to do war games.
Just like an IP milk. Yeah.
They don't need to do war games. They would have still sold copies.
For sure.
I think Mantic like marketed Halo towards wargaming instead of board gaming, right? If you sell it as a board game, I don't think it sells like it had. Warcrow, that's the fantasy game from Corvus Belli. I've heard really good things about it. I have not seen a single person play it.
Yeah.
I know that there's a store here that has fully stocked shelf of it, and they say, yeah, we sell it. We sell it online. We sell it in person. Never seen anyone play it. And I'm like, okay.
I will say they have cool models. One of our guys for our Forbidden Psalm, we're playing Forbidden Psalm, and he used some of the Warcrow models to kit bash.
They look really cool. I like them. I don't like metal models. I don't think the Warcrow ones are metal though. I think they're plastic cast. Infinity's metal, and it makes me mad.
I think his were metal.
Well, see, not gonna buy them.
I may be wrong, but I think his were metal.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I'm trying to think. So my buddy plays a lot of narrative games, like Silver Bayonet. He played a tournament, quotation marks tournament, at Adepticon this past year for Silver Bayonet, which is bring your own models, whatever you want. If it's a werewolf, make it look like a werewolf, and play this like narrative match where like maybe you're both trying to solve this mystery on the board, you're playing miniatures, and then move on. It wasn't I went 3-0 tournament. It was
it's more like organized play.
Yeah, it was organized play, not tournament.
Okay.
But like, it was listed as a Silver Bayonet event tournament. And I think more games could do organized play. I think the problem with gamers is we hear organized play or tournament or, hey, I'm having this event, right? And it's like, oh, I went 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we couldn't run an organized play Halo campaign. Just turns into a tournament of who wins it. Gaslands.
I was just about to say Gaslands.
I don't know. I'm not playing Gaslands competitively.
Do you think? But do you think that's the rule set, or do you think it's the topic?
I
like do the rules?
The two events they hold every single year at Adepticon sell out every single year.
Yeah, Novo's the same way.
Which means people are going and playing in these events. I don't think Gaslands is anyone's top game.
Absolutely not.
But they're going to these, and like, I think some are narrative. One event's usually narrative, and one's like the Death Race tournament, the Grand Prix.
Right, yeah.
And it's like if you're playing in one, you might be playing in both. I don't know. It's not a main game competition, right? I'm going to Beer and Pretzels. Let's have a blast with it. And I think that's where the game, like the competitive versus not, is the crunchiness. Is it a Beer and Pretzels, or do you roll it over into a competitive game? And that goes on like the design of the rule sets and how it's sold.
I'm trying to think if there's any like mini agnostic rule set that has a competitive gameplay to it. That's like truly mini agnostic, because I feel like standardization in miniatures is almost required for a competition. And because I mean, Silver Bayonet is a mini agnostic game, but to our point, that's more of an organized play event. Gasland's obviously using just Hot Wheel cars. Everything else has miniatures.
Mainstream.
So I wonder if that's a part of it, right? Is like when the company produces the game, are they providing like formal support for the actual figures or whatever in the game that
what
would
are they
facilitate
doing
a competitive
too?
environment? Yeah.
Like, are we playing Zombicide competitively?
Right.
Like, there's plenty of expansions. There's plenty of games. But no, I don't think anyone ever is like, yeah, I'm competitively playing Zombicide. I'm competitively playing whatever. It's not something you just pull out and play. But it also doesn't take the time sink of learning it.
So this is going to bring me to another point, which we won't dive into today. But to your point about not playing competitive Zombicide, right? Is like Innova, and it's not the only one I've seen this. I've seen this multiple times over the years. Competitive board games, like board game competitions. I don't understand board game competitions. You're just playing
like Ticket to Ride.
Yeah,
people play that so competitively.
You're like, I mean, it's like we're gonna play Twilight Imperium for 10 hours, and it's gonna be competitive. And I'm like, it's a board game. But like, and they have like championships where it's like, hey, these are the 7 board games. Like Innova, it was something like there were 7 or 8 board games that you played over the weekend, right? And somehow you get points, and at the end you're like the East Coast board game champion or some shenanigans, right? And I'm like, I don't understand competitive board gaming. That doesn't make sense. I don't know what the disconnect is in my head. Maybe it's just because I've only ever done competitive like wargaming or like athletic competition, right?
Yes.
The concept of a competitive board game, and I grew up playing board games when I was a child with my grandmother and my family and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Like, I'm trying to think. I've seen people play competitive Ticket to Ride, competitive Risk.
Risk, I mean, makes a little bit more sense to me though.
Risk
that's
makes
like
a little bit
wargame
more
adjacent.
sense,
That's more of a strategy game. But like a competitive Euro game, when like it's just about how good can I build my tableau, and I don't even really interact with you other than the resources we're purchasing off the center board.
Yes,
just doesn't make sense to me, man. I don't get that one.
The DC Deck Builder, I saw someone run a tournament for that. I don't understand how they did it.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't like. Did you just want to go play a bunch and you called it a tournament so people would come out, or
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I think again, back to Halo, they could have sold it as a board game if they wanted to.
Yeah, totally.
They had plans for the expansions and how the game would progress and play.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's why if you look at just the recon rules and you ignore the war games, which war games changes it into a competitive game.
100%. And arguably a better game, just from a gameplay stat.
if you look at just Recon Edition or Spartan Edition,
Yeah, the draft style of gameplay. Yeah,
draft style, it's a board game. It's a board game with some nuances on how you draft.
Yeah.
Once you get into that list building, that's when I would say it's a war game.
Totally. So maybe giving the option to the player of construction and how to tweak and bring your own piece strategically, because then you're introducing more than just like, I'm taking these 3 models and that's it. And we're just going to figure out the rest based on spawns of items and weapons and stuff. Yeah.
Like back to Gaslands, you could have an easy time. Like, hey, out of the box, there are these 4 cars. If you're playing 4 players, you use these 4 cars. Each of them have this, this, and this. Here are your widgets. Let's go.
Yep.
Changes when you kind of be like, oh, I got to build my car. Hold on.
Yeah. And it gives you more self-expression, obviously, in the gameplay methodology and style too. All right, man. Well, it's been a great conversation about competitive, and we could keep going, but I know both of us need to sleep at some point in time. So I appreciate you hanging out. You got anything going on? You got like a social media presence or anything happening that you want to share with the masses?
I don't really have social media presence. I'm online, I guess. But
this entire podcast is guerrilla marketing, so
yeah.
It's part of the experiment. How long can I go without ever actually having to like build a social media presence again?
There you go. That's all you need.
Giving it a whole year.
1 year, huh?
Yeah, just to see how far I can go without ever actually marketing anything.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, dude. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your input, and we'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime.
All right, brother. Thanks.
But no, I'm in there. Dude's like, hey, this guy wants to learn the technique I use to do vasectomies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you care if he watches? I was like, oh, I don't care. Yeah, sure. Why not? So he's in there. They have this TV like on the ceiling, right? So I'm just looking up, and it's just like
nice.
The only thing I can compare it to is an old Microsoft screensaver of like just instruments playing themselves.
Yeah, I was so like they gave me like the first topical, right, injection, which I thought was the most uncomfortable part for me. Was like,
did they use a rubber band thingy?
No, they just fucking went at it with a needle. He was just like, and I was like, you know, do one of these, and he was like, oh yeah, you've never experienced this before. And I was like, no.
How many times are you needled down there?
Yeah, exactly, right. And like, so we wait like 15 minutes. He comes back in and he takes the scalpel and he like nicks it. And I'm like, and he's like, oh, you need a little more. And he hits me again. And like 10 minutes, like we're good to go at that point. Right. And so like he does one side and he's like just talking same thing to the intern, like through the process. And then he's all right. So we're going to start on the second side. And I kind of I'm laying there and I just lift my head up and I say, can I watch? And he was like, do you want to? I was like, absolutely. And he's like, come on. So I just like hunched up a little bit during it and I watched him like pull everything out and do the whole thing. And the thing that killed me was, you know, like when they pull like I guess it's the vaso or whatever the hell it is out of your scrotum, right? And it's like that big white noodle looking thing, right? And I'm thinking, that's where it all comes from, right? That's the tube. And he's like, no, this is just a sheathing on the outside. The actual tube is the size of a hair. Yeah. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, all your sperm goes through a tube the size, actually smaller than a human hair. And I was like, get out of here. And
yeah, it's
like,
just the sheath around it.
Just the sheath. I was like, this is crazy. So fast forward, we're like downloading like a week later on my couch. I'm hanging out. I'm still in the recovery process, right? It takes like 2 weeks or whatever. You know, my buddy's over and he had his done like probably 6 months prior. And so we're talking and I was like, yeah. And then like he was like telling me, you know, he cauterized it and he put the clamp on and blah, blah, blah. And my buddy goes, wait. You were cauterized and clamped? I was like, yeah, I got titanium clamps. Like, same as you, right? And he's like, no, man, he just like tied a knot. And I was like, and he had to pay out of pocket. Like, he did, like his insurance didn't pay for it. He paid like $1,000 for this out of pocket. I was like, bro, they didn't like cauterize you at least? And he's like, no. I was like, you might want to get a second opinion on that.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's crazy.
There's a place local here that it's no needle, no scalpel.
Yeah, I think that's what it was with this guy. Yeah, it was like a no
And-
scalpel joint or something.
But I mean, they just snip it, right?
Mhm.
But essentially, think about putting a rubber band between your fingers, pulling it, and let go. That is the numbing process.
Fuck. No thanks. Hard pass.
Yeah, wasn't a fan. Not a fan of that. And then I got a prescription for 800 milligrams of ibuprofen.
Yeah,
And
that's what they gave me too. I learned the peas, the frozen peas. That was the magic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tuck it up under there. That was a good stuff. The thing that also like blew my mind was when he was done, he was like, putting everything, the padding on and all that stuff to put you in the jockstrap. He's like, all right, you good to go. I'm like, oh, what about the sutures? And he's like, there's no sutures. And I was like,
Yeah, it's
no
just
sutures.
such a small incision.
Yeah, and I guess it's like a vacuum in there or something. It's like pressure negative. So he's like, yeah, I mean, as long as you do anything strenuous, it'll just keep itself shut. And I'm like, you didn't put super glue on it? He's like, no, but that's actually an interesting idea. I should consider maybe doing that. And I was like, in the future. And I was like, okay. Then so I just have a hole. And he's like, yeah, you'll be fine. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was weird, crazy.
You're the doctor.
Yeah, so you got the one with the degree. Although you did get impressed by my suggestion for super glue, so that makes me question things afterwards. So, anyways, well, Tim, thanks for coming and hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.